Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Basement, brought to you on behalf of RaceKraft Simulations V8 Vet Series. We are the Split 4 lads. I am John Van Ree. With me in The Basement this evening, I've got Brett Fisher, Mark Dial, Ross Watson coming in from over the ditch. He's speaking to us from the future, and Scotty Perrins. And also quite a few already out in the chat as well. So great to have you guys along. Mr. Robinson, Luke Allman, Tim Lawson out there representing Race Control. Love you, brother. Love my Race Control friends. You too, Scotty. And
thanks, John.
And everyone else out there. We are at Red Bull, Boris the Bull, as Gunter calls him. Gunter's had some very, very interesting relationships with Boris, but we won't talk about that tonight. What we will do, though, is have a quick look at the track. So we start on the start-finish straight, where we come up through the Niki Lauda corner, one of the most famous Austrian drivers ever. And then we head up the hill through what I call the toughest corner on the circuit. We'll come back to that later on in the race. And we head through turn 2, up into turn 3, top of the hill. We crest at the peak. Very, very tight 160-degree corner where we go across the crest and then we head back downhill into turn 4. Very hard braking into there downhill. Got to get the car around, get it balanced, and get around through the sweeping turn 5 where you then have to change direction and sweep the other direction to the left at turn 6 and then head back downhill again into 7. Get 7 right, you're going to get good pace through turn 8, and then set yourself up downhill for turn 9, where you then head downhill again across the pit exit. Very difficult pit exit here. You've got to be careful there. And then we head down into Red Bull corner, turn 10, where you then sweep back down onto the start-finish straight. It is a very quick lap time for a long track. It's high speed. The first time we're here with the Gen 3, and in saying that, being the first time here in the Gen 3, we've got the lower downforce, we've got lower drag, so you're going to get less ability to slipstream up the hill, and the car is not going to be as planted around the sweeping corners. Will make for an interesting contest. And speaking of the contest, hopefully I've got this on the right screen. Speaking of the contest, let's have a look. I've got it right this week. Let's have a look at where we stand after 7 rounds. Ray Smith is 7 points ahead of Brendan Zattera. This is with, of course, our 2 drop rounds counted. We then go to Brad Hayes in third. Hayes been doing it tough the last few weeks. And then we drop to Mike Power sitting in 4 from Southern Cross Racing. Andrew Listener, the rookie, has been listening in to all the tips. He's sitting in 5th ahead of Jeff Sanford. Shannon McMillan's been missing with work commitments and other things over the last couple of weeks. Rob Baxter, we're going to talk about Baxter later. There's a lot of conjecture about what's going on with there. Even Peter doesn't know anymore, which has got me confused. And then we go then to Angry Birds' Darren Walden sitting in 9th ahead of Wilco from Locked On Lads. Tommy DeWitt in 11th, Van Ree in 12th, Jason Chin 13th. So not much, like there's a big gap between Hayes and Zattera, but not a hell of a lot of points difference rounding out down into the top 10. And don't forget, the top 5 will automatically be promoted at the end of the season based off their best 8 races. So the competition is really hottening up, boys.
Who'd we pay to get in the top 5? I'm having a shit season.
There's a lot of things going on there. Let's jump down now and have a quick look at our beautiful cars on the grid. And we will have a look at the grid as well while we're going here. We'll bring that up and get ourselves going. Might help that button. It might come up a bit better. And, of course, on pole with a 132.382, we have the one and only Ray Smith from Infinity Motorsport. He lines up alongside the man with the plan, Brendan Zattera from Player1 Sim Racing. These 2 boys are here to duke it out now to the end, and that is going to be an interesting battle with 3 races to go. Marty Hughes from Civ Esports Racing puts himself on the 2nd row alongside Jeff Sanford from Player1 Sim Racing. On the 3rd row, Southern Cross Racing's Michael Power lines up alongside Apex Racing's Brad Hayes. All the big names are in the top 3 rows. Shane Patterson from Nova Sim Sport sits in 7th alongside Locked On Lads Peter Wilkinson. On the 5th row, Phil Whiting from Passion Sim Racing, been representing the split 4 boys in the over 60s really well. And he lines up alongside the rookie from Schick Racing, Andrew Listener. On the 6th row is Ross Watson from Misfits. Good quality from him. He lines up alongside Tommy DeWitt from WKMP. Over the page, we have some Muppet from WKMP lining up against Rob Baxter from CX2, which I think we need to change that one. And on the next line after that, on the 8th row, we've got Darren Walden from Angry Birds Racing. And he lines up alongside my favourite Dutchman, Greg Sholton from Mustangs North Queensland. On the 9th row, Adam Hughes from Team HM representing the Nowra Fasteners really well. And he lines up alongside Fishy Motorsports, Jason Chin. And on the 10th row, David Baldock from Dave 37 WKMP. He lines up alongside Vaughan Robinson. And on the 11th row is Dave Holly from Player One with Jason Thomas from Apex Esports. And then on the 12th row is Kevin O'Neill from We Race, and he lines up with Gunter von Nordschleif from WKMP, who has just popped over to visit his uncle, apparently.
I thought I saw him at turn 3.
Yeah, he was just popped over to visit the Rellos. So we'll keep an eye on how he goes this evening. And
I've seen him. I've seen Gunter on the last weekend, just gone at Sydney Motorsport Park.
You did? There you go.
Yeah, I had a quick. I said, "Hey Dave, how you going?" And I, from a distance, so I don't think he recognised who I was. Anyway.
I'll
All good.
I'll have to tell him that the weirdo that was yelling out to him that he ran away from was Brett Fisher.
Yeah, that's it. He drove away very fast.
Dave Leslie from
minute.
Bluebird Racing lines up in 25th alongside Sean Slater from Henry James Racing Jinx Shifters. In 27th is Tim Hall from Player1 Sim Racing. And he lines up alongside Brendan O'Loughlin from Frog Leap Juiced Racing. Fellow Kiwi for you there.
Let's go, boys.
And then on the 15th row, Daniel Schaefer from Omen Racing lines up alongside Neil Waters from Player1 Sim Racing, the El Supremo there. Anita Buckland in 31st from Old Mates lines up alongside Peter Morris from Fishy Motorsports. Back in it after a few seasons off. Pete's been sending me quite a few messages. He's absolutely loving it being back on the grid. Bill Marsh from PJM is in 33rd, and he lines up alongside Tim Vermey from 1MLT. Craig Rose from Quantum Racing is in 35th, and he lines up alongside David Logsdale, the oldest competitor in vets, in 36th. Wouldn't know he's the oldest the way that bloke races. And over the page, we then drop into, of course, we have Travis as our race control, Lucas Burt as our safety car driver, and Lucas Neville as our race control as well. So we have on the grid everybody qualified. So it is an interesting group.
Decent sized field here at the Red Bull.
Very much a decent sized field, and we might just say that's pretty good this late in the season, have that many. I know a few guys were sending me messages at the last minute to let me know that they were unavailable for various reasons. Please do that moving forward. There will be something next season that you'll be only able to miss a certain number of races without letting us know before losing your spot. Only because the wait list is getting longer and longer and longer. Okay. Probably time to light a wick on this, but I don't know where to start. So,
Hey, John,
yes, Scott?
just before we light the wreck, unfortunately, I got some announcement that I'm going to be offline for a couple of months, that we haven't found a house yet.
Oh, shit.
And we've got to move into the in-laws because we've got to be out of this house.
Shit,
Oh,
Scotty.
shit, that's unfortunate.
That's not good.
No,
Yeah,
so the
the
thing's
in-laws.
going in storage for a bit.
Oh, that's not good, mate. Not good at all, Scotty.
Till I get
Or-
something sorted.
Whereabouts do you reside, Scotty?
Bribey.
I think
Righto.
the same thing. Surely maybe one of the Bets boys out there may be able to help you out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Well,
not.
if anyone can help out or anything like that, like just message John.
Still
I guess,
the
and
boy race.
yeah,
Yeah, just looking for a rental.
No worries. There we go. Best qualifying result by Baldy so far.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. I thought 19th. I thought you'd been in the top 20 a couple of times already. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Righto, eeny, meeny, miny. Oh, yeah.
Can I just ask? We do have Ray Smith on. I see his profile picture is a motorbike. Just make sure he is running a car in the series.
He's got the car. He's got the WD-40 Infinity Motorsports. He's definitely in a car. He's quick enough, though. You'd think he'd be on two wheels. And, okay, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I've got to pick somebody here. Doesn't really matter. Who do we pick? Who'll come
Check out that
in?
Misfits car, mate.
Check out the Misfits car. It's a good-looking car. I'll tell you what, we're going to stay on the helicopter, and it's going to be not by the hair of my little chin. Hello, Jason. Righto, let's light the wick on this.
let's go, boys.
All I'm going to say is there is a lot taking in the next 10, 15 seconds. And after that, hopefully it'll all settle down.
Well, do we need multiple replays happening, John?
If
To cover it all, or
you can't
unpack it.
you can't do replays on a replay. That's the bloody problem I have at the moment.
Ah, bloody
if
hell!
I could, I would. But there is literally a whole 2-hour episode just on turn one.
Yeah, righto.
It's 2 hours. There we go. Ray Smith just said that, and I'll go back to Ray for a second. Ray just said that image is 2 hours before his wedding.
Oh.
I love it.
Glad he
I'm
landed
assuming you-
clearly then.
Yeah, I'm assuming you didn't put that up for the wife to see.
Shame it's not in his tux.
Here I was 2 hours before my wedding playing British Touring Car, the BTCC on PS1.
Oh, the old stuff.
Anyway, now I'm showing my age. Righto, let's light the wick on this. Everyone keep a close eye. Not much to say. It'll all be self-explanatory in front and around Jason, I think.
Let's go, boys. Come on. Big show.
Hopefully my volume's working. Very quiet from the helicopter. I
I
think.
don't know if you want to be much closer.
Reasonable
Everyone's
start.
away anyway.
Tommy DeWitt a little bit slow there in the middle. Everyone now
Three wide.
heading up to the hill. Oh, there's one on the
Oh,
wall.
there's one on the wall up there.
Oi, where do we go? Chinny, straight in. Nah, we'll
Yeah,
just barge
someone
through.
facing backwards. Oh, here we go.
That's Dave Leslie spun around. Someone facing backwards there. There's Mickey Power coming back on. There's been a bit of a rub here.
Holy crap balls.
Dave Baldock's just penetrated DeWitt
Holy.
again.
Welcome to V8 Supercar Bowling.
Yep.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, we can do this. If I just hit stop now, and we might just go on to Dave Baldock. We might just go on to Dave Baldock from the cockpit, and I might go back here.
Here we go.
Hey, it's not really a replay.
Did Baxter know what was coming with that question mark?
Well, Chaz Mostard's car was put like that apparently.
It's never a good sign for
So,
the car facing the other way.
Baldock's done well here. He's got one out to the left there. He's got around that.
Yeah.
He's safe. There's someone else out there. He's safe with that. Tommy DeWitt in front. Bit of smoke.
Yeah.
Where do you go? Straight into the back of DeWitt.
Oh.
Hit your teammate. What's the number one rule, Baldock? You do not hit your teammate. It's not once. The second time you've done that.
I thought it was make sure you beat your teammates, so that's one way to do it.
Well, his
No.
best qualifying didn't last long, did it?
Nah. Poor old Tommy's been violated twice by Baldock.
Surely he's taking out the dinner now.
And I'm going to do another quick pause and go to another quick 10-second ad and just fix this sound up. Sorry, guys.
There, of course. And then I seen a couple of cars to the left of me get mixed up in each other, and I was on the right-hand side, and he came straight across the track and just took me out. It's like, oh, man. It's a toughie.
Oh, it's a very very tough place.
Zig and zag, and you don't know which way to go.
Some people
Uh,
zig when they should have zagged, and opposite way around, just like Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah, Cleety boy.
now we've got some car sounds, so people won't be unhappy with me. Usually the first thing I get told, can't hear the cars.
That Ray Smith just cruising away at the moment for 1.2 in front at the moment. Marty Hughes in third spot, 2 seconds behind Andrew Lisner. Another couple of seconds behind. So these boys are cleared out a little bit after that mayhem of a start. Jeff Stanford, Roth Watson, Peter Wilkinson. That's
Yeah.
probably the tightest little group there at the moment.
Yeah, Lisner up 6 spots, so he's capitalised from it all.
And look at this John Van Ree clown. He's up 5 spots after that start too, so he's done well.
Yeah, it was quite
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
because it was like spotters telling me you're 3 wide, you're multiple wide, and it's like, okay, I'm dead because usually you are on the outside.
Yeah,
And
close your eyes.
all of a sudden it was like, oh, this is all straight through here. Everything's happening inside.
Up the
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Have a look. Have a look. Have a look. Have a look.
Still waiting on the card.
Yeah.
That's a nice pass.
Ooh.
Well, not nice pass. It's a nice holding out there. That was good. Phil
Yeah.
Whiting did well to keep it off that banana curve too, because that is deadly out on
Yeah,
that
he's
tight
no
corner.
slouch, that boy.
Yeah, he drives well, Phil. Actually, there's not too many people these days I feel uncomfortable with going too wide into a corner.
Bulldog?
Yeah. More worried about my rear when Baldock's behind me.
Well, that's
Based on what he's doing to Tommy.
You want to start handing out jars of Vaseline before the start.
I prefer dinner, but yeah.
No, well, either or, you know. They need to soften the blow, really.
Yeah, I play hard to get.
So Brad Hayes, one of the big losers out of all that. This is a guy who was very high on the championship.
Long
it's
way to
gonna
go
hurt,
there.
isn't it? Oh, Pato mustn't be
No,
happy
last
with
night.
his... Pato down 21 spots, so he's copped it pretty hard as well.
Yeah, Pato very much in the middle of all that incident there. Bit of a hard night for Shane.
Otherwise, you just got to plug on. You just got to keep your head down, don't get discouraged, and just, you know, keep whittling away.
All he can do. Greg Shelton in amongst the group here, lap 3. Being started.
They're ready to close the gap on Smithy. He's under half a second behind him, so he's closed that gap to 1. I wonder whether Ray's had a bit of a whoopsie or something like that there. There we go.
Tommy again. Tommy in the wars. This time bending the front of the Camaro.
Got a bit of weight reduction.
Yeah, Vaughan Robinson doing quite well. Tucked up behind Neil Smith. There's some big battles down the back here. Hayes still trying to work his way through.
I wonder if he's got any damage on the car as far as steering and that's concerned. Or his car's still handling reasonably well. 'Cause he's copped it both left and right on
It is a
the
Mustang,
front of his
isn't
car.
It is a Mustang, so I'm not sure if it handled too well to start with.
Wait,
Who?
what you say about the Mustang?
Yeah,
Well, will it get offended?
No, but I will.
Mate, you're always offended.
You're saying that's easy. Like, I'm going to put a poll out to the 37 people in the chat. It's going to be a great poll. How many people give us a thumbs up if when the Supra comes, you're switching?
Hell yeah, I'm going Toyota.
Yeah, there's 2 already in the commentary box.
I'm just hoping I can change it to a 2JZ.
And this jumping on board is Zattera. He's on the back of Smith.
He's hustling lately, eh?
It's making him work for it. Making him work for it as well. Look at that. Brett Fisher, a thumbs up. Never seen that one coming.
I'll put it out there to stir it up. well, the Camaro might not be available anymore. Like, is that what's going to happen?
They've
That's
signed a
the talk,
multi.
isn't
No,
it?
apparently they've sold a multi-year agreement. Apparently,
Oh, so they're coming back. All right, well,
the
that's-
Camaro's coming back for multiple years.
Well, I'll have one for sale as soon as Toyota comes up. Nearly used. Comes with that sexy green livery.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know whether many people buy that colour.
Oh, you know what they say, change is as good as a holiday sometimes. Ross Watson, he's closed on Jeff Stanford. Or unless Jeff Stanford's just snuck through. Where was that?
Nope. He's a good battler, old Jeff. He's definitely improved in year or season on season.
The gap to Marty Hughes and Andrew, you know, it's about 3 seconds apiece there, 3.5 seconds to third and fourth behind each other there. So there's a fair gap developing there.
Yeah, those boys are driving off the split too, haven't they?
Yeah, Nathan, it is Ross Watson in the commentary box. Giving us the New Zealand perspective.
Sheep are asleep, but the hobbits are out.
What do New Zealanders call car aerials?
Hey, isn't that how we break into cars?
No, that's kotanga.
I like that one.
I haven't heard that one. Jesus, that's an old one.
Probably can't say that. He'd be called something.
So plenty of pressure on here in this group.
Yeah, Phil Whiting closing on Peter Wilkinson as well. Like it's that gap's slowly closing there, so you're starting to get a bit of battling happening in the top 10.
Yeah, bit of. I wasn't sure if we were gapping Wilco or he was saving gas, but.
Oh, something he's pulled over.
No,
Who's
I
that?
think
Pulled over.
Ginny might be a lap behind, I think.
Oh, I see.
And I'll go back to the battle box. Yeah, Chinny was lap car.
Yeah.
I remember him fairly early in there. Endo going a bit wide there. Opens
Great
the
little
box
battle
up.
here. Well, that's
Opens the
dangerous.
box up for Ross. Ross gets
Yeah.
through.
Let's get through.
And he invite me too much, mate. That's what my missus said.
I'll tell you what, like, there's some pretty challenging corner. I don't know about you guys, but I found some the corners challenging. You know, being so flat and some of them off camber, they just, you had to really tickle the throttle sometimes just to keep them on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, she was hard work.
Mm.
You go look a bit further back. Dave Leslie is tucked up behind Sean Slater. This group here is all fairly tightly bunched.
A nice little pack there.
Pete Morris, Tim Vermey, Timmy Hall in there as well. And then Anita and Hazy just in front of these guys. So Hayes is 1.3 seconds, still 12 down. This is definitely having some championship impacts, that turn one incident.
That's down on lap 7, 40 laps still to go. So what was the fuel burn? The first pit stop sort of window.
About lap 15.
Oi! Lap 15, that was right.
Yeah.
Who was that getting sideways there? That was
That be me?
yeah, I think it was Vermey. Lucky he caught it. But yeah, as soon as you start to heat those tyres too, and that turn 3, wasn't that a tricky corner?
Oh yeah. Had to work through there.
So it's Sean Slater trying to sneak on the inside of Tim Vermey now. It'd be interesting if he gets his pulled up. Tim running real wide there. He's stuck on the inside.
Crisscross, good man.
And he's going to jump back up to Wilco. He's under a lot of pressure from Phil Whiting now.
Oh,
Phil
but
Whiting
I
had all sorts of trouble with his computer shutting down at one stage. So a hard night for Phil by the sounds of it. Pato. What's Pato? He's trying to fight his way back as well, down 19 spots.
And it wasn't a really easy track to pass on, especially if you sort of your parity between the two cars. As I'm saying that, Phil Whiting goes for a massive drive there. But you had to really, you had to really have a lot of commitment to do that, and obviously,
The guy you're racing with.
yeah, exactly, yeah, get it up the inside and know that he's going to see you there. This is a great little battle.
Hmm.
But it was like that through the whole field. Like you notice it when you pit and you come out with the other boys, like they're all racing clean and well.
Brendan Zattera up top there in second spot. He's just a second off Ray Smith, so he was a lot closer, but he's dropped a little bit back now. So he's just taken the heat off.
I do notice if you like drop back a little bit, as said in the split 3 and 4 coaching session, just drop off a little bit, let your tyres cool down, and then have another go.
Yeah, as soon as you heat them up, you had a bit of a slide or a bit of a lock up, something like that. The next corner, you had to be really ginger on them, otherwise you just continuously heat them up, and they just didn't like it.
No, definitely not. Well, not for a 47 that race. The new cars do drift well though. Well, come on,
I'm not sure that's the idea that you want to sort of continue out throughout the race, but anyway.
They're putting it out there, so hopefully someone takes some of it.
I've just lost pictures. What is going on here?
Oh, well, we'll just make it up.
Just.
And Ross Watson to the lead. How did that happen?
We're still talking, so it's iRacing that's decided to. What the hell's going on here? Let's just go to an ad break. See if I can sort this out.
So we just had an eclipse, and
we were on lap 8. I know that much. Simulator appears unresponsive.
Oh,
that's an interesting one.
We'll talk about yourself.
We'll just chuck an ad on for a minute, and I'll see what I can do.
Is this the new?
I've seen you fucking lap scoring as well. Still struggling. Waiting on the black screen where it should be back. Give it half a second. Lap 9 is where we are at the moment.
Oh, and we are back.
We are
And
back.
we are racing. JVR under attack.
Yeah.
And
a really good
like
spot
this
too.
computer at the moment. Tommy DeWitt there in the background. And great pass here with Dave Walden.
Oh, that's
Darren Walden at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's well held. Nice clean.
No sound again, no?
But how is he going to go down this one? This is where he... Yeah, no. Oh, can he pull it up?
Let's kick it.
Ken, I'm just going to throw one more ad and fix the sound up. I do apologise for all of this. We've got some sound again. My wheel is not working. I don't know why, but he's back. And our race leader is still Mr. Smith. And nothing has changed.
But he's coming under pressure. Zattera's closing. Like he was out before, like he was floating around at that 0.8 to a second sort of distance. He's closed up to 0.5 now. So it's closing.
Yeah, I reckon he let his tyres
And
cool down a
closing
little
fast too. Yeah.
Thank you to Brett for helping me out there.
What do I do?
Informed the pub, informed everybody. That's the hard part. Lap 10. How is my mate Mr. O'Loughlin going? He's in 13th. He's up quite a few spots, I believe. In 15th.
Up 13, well done, boy.
And did I see a couple of people pitting as well?
Yeah, a couple of laps
Greg
been early.
Greg Sholton went in on lap 8, I believe.
So that's who turned it lights.
Here we go.
No.
Let's see what Braden does here. Oh,
Oh,
kept it off the wall.
well done.
2/3 of the battle.
Shout to a sponsor, you had too much of the juice.
And Tim Hall just getting past Anita. There was an Apex on Apex. It didn't show up in my list after the race. What a bubba. And just Jeff Sanford is in the lane now. I'm starting to see a few guys peel off. Sanford I thought was early. Listener has gone as well. Oh, sorry, Listener hasn't. Sanford's in the lane though, I believe, which I thought was quite early. So roll of the dice.
About now, I had a bit of a gap, and jeebus, I wasn't too sure what the undercut was, so I'm in two minds here. If you watch me coming in the pit lane, it's a mess.
I thought you said you were a Kiwi, not a Tasmanian.
So this battle with Walden's still continuing.
You boys were hustling back there.
Witt trying to get into the action, and we
Yeah,
also
DeWitt closing fast there. DeWitt was closing, closing speed there was huge. He got it stopped to right.
the boy has improved a lot. Like this is only his 4th or 5th race. That was a hell of a dive. That was a hell of a dive.
But is he going to be able to hold the car there?
He did.
He does.
He does.
That's
He
a
did.
great move. That is a huge move.
Like I saw it. I opened the wheel just a little bit, waiting for it, and then it was like, okay, well done. Hats off.
Yeah,
You deserve that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's actually gone through with that move, and he's actually cleared out a little bit too. So he's really on the pace there.
Yeah, good move.
DeWitt's now DeWitt's right on your ginger.
Yeah.
And I reckon if I was DeWitt, I would have been sitting back and just watching what was unfolding in front of me there too.
And DeWitt, of course, having a good look at what's going on.
So Ross Watson now in pit lane as well.
Yeah, Jeff dragged me in.
Jeff dragged you in. You responded.
I did, because I wasn't sure of the undercut.
Oh yeah.
I also choked and overshot my pit.
Oh no, Ross. You didn't, did you?
That sucks. That sucks when you do that.
The guy doesn't react fast enough to say, you know, go back, does he? You know, like.
It's the sign coming through. Lucky I'm not in BR. Would have shit myself.
Of course, you can see, just going to jump on with Adam Hughes. Go on the nose. Have a look at the back of Tommy's car.
Oh.
And DeWitt going a little wide there, I think. Just cost himself. And I think I might have just missed Rob Baxter being involved in a bit of an incident. We haven't talked about Rob yet. Got himself back on. I think there was something went down in turn 3 with the backs. And
Big question mark.
well, you got to ask about the
Who am
question.
I?
You got to ask about the question mark because I had a look at where he was sitting during the race. We had Josh Drage in with us. So I said, Drage, just go. Where's Baxter sitting? Sitting in Nova. So all this talk might actually be true.
Oh, inside scoop.
DeWitt's in the lane. Let's have a look at Mr. Watson. He should be up and running again.
That's a good looking car. It's the white wheels, I reckon.
Yeah, it does make it.
Carlos Scott, I'm not sure about the driver though.
Mago asking what's happening. Split four. It's chaos.
You missed the big entertainment at the bowling alley at the start.
Oh yeah.
Cars are going everywhere. Oh, Zaretta's closing. He's 0.3, 0.2 on the back of Ray at the moment. So that gap is still
very
maintaining
tight.
under that 0.5. Yeah, so there's a little bit of an attack happening there at the moment.
You moved Billy Moll on to make room for Baxter. That's fair enough. Fair enough, Pato. Of course, Billy.
Here we go. The boys are
in the
in.
lane. Yeah, we're going to jump
Yeah,
back.
Smith and Zattera in.
Jump back with Watson for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, if you look to your right, I'm pretty sure I saw Gunther with his Frenchy on.
With a trench coat on.
Yeah, mate.
What?
Flashing.
He was probably playing with the ball.
So that's what happened. You saw. The engine actually blew there.
Yeah.
The engine blew first.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how, yeah, and I apologise. I think that was Greg I hit, mate. I'm sorry for that.
Great pit crew too. Look at that. The bumper come off.
Jim
and then bounce
Caparonis.
back on.
If you want to know what happened at the start, get a bag full of marbles, throw them in the air, and see where they land. That's the easiest one. And mad rush into the pit lane now. So everyone scrambling in.
This is now going to close everything up too. So we're going to see some of those guys who were on grid up a lot higher, and actually come back into the race a bit here. So this is going to be hot to trot when we go for the restart.
And of course, the safety car is rolling out on track, I believe.
I almost made the fatal mistake of hitting escape because of where I was positioned. Luckily enough, I managed to hit the radio button.
Oh, I think there was one time there I've come around the corner, I've literally stopped. It's like, I've got that wrong, because you moved slightly. Like the first time you were dead middle on the track, and then the second time you were a bit further up.
I was trying to turn it over. I was trying to move it with the alternator.
Alternator or starter motor?
Oh, sorry, starter motor. My bad. A little bit late here. I've had a couple of beers.
Nothing wrong with being late.
It's
And also driving automatic now.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they call them in New Zealand, is it?
Yeah.
So Will goes in now. So nearly everyone's going to go in. This is the second round of stops. So let's just pick up that safety car. He's rolled out. And he's picked up the race leader. So we've got our
That
main
was
man.
perfect. That was perfect timing by those boys to come into pit lane. I'll tell you that right now. Like that was, yeah.
Of course, Dave Baldock offering you a huge thank you, Ross, for getting him back on the lead lap.
Anytime, buddy. Wilco wasn't too impressed with me because he was doing some good fuel saving. Sorry about that, buddy. Blew his strategy for him.
So lap 15, that was probably almost about as much as you're going to get out of the fuel tank anyway, wasn't it? So, you know, like it was right on the money as far as, you know, everyone doing pit stops and stuff like that. So, interesting to see once we go green again, how the field's going to be sorted out and whether we got some, you know, obviously as I say, safety cars breed safety cars. Is that going to be the case, or are we going to get to see some clean racing? Are we going to see some of those people who were disadvantaged at that start dropping a lot of spots. Are they going to start and try and force their way through the pack early, on fresher tyres? So there's a lot to play out here when we go back green.
Of course, this is going to be a long stop, long safety car period.
Yeah, sorry about that, race control. Really made it hard for you on that one.
Of course, I think you're still sitting up on top of the hill there, Ross. Out of memory. Go back to the right camera. There we go. You've actually moved off to the curb.
Yep. Your Max fans were pulling their fingers at me. I thought Liam Lawson fans would have come give me a hand, but...
Liam Lawson fans?
Yeah, well, most of the Dutch fans are there. They think they come give me a hand.
Dutch fans won't help him. Dearie me. I've been to see how Liam goes. Looking forward to that battle.
You'll go well, mate. You'll go well.
The biggest movers in the top 10 at the moment, Darren Walden up 12 spots in third. And Vaughan Robin up 13 and Dave Holly up 13 as well. So those boys have done a great job to sort of move up their positions there.
I'll just throw up the pit times.
Back.
So Walden stopped for 23. Wilco stopped for 38. Van Ree for 38. 42 for Whiting, which is all long stops. Robinson and Holly, they've all basically filled up. So yeah, definitely a few in there getting themselves sorted.
Mr. Listener and JVR up 8. Big movers in there.
Oh, pretty easy when they all fall off in front of you.
Mate, you can't. I mean, it is what it is. You've got to take them when you can get them.
I was trying everything to get it out of there. Even tried to hold the clutch in to see if it roll back in neutral. Nah.
Brad A still having that damage on the front of his car. Obviously, like we talked about before, it's not affecting the car whatsoever. So he's happy to keep his fast repair in check there. So that's always good to have.
It is, knowing that safety cars breed safety cars.
Yeah,
peace of mind.
Definitely, and you never know when you're going to be involved in something.
So I was glad that when my motor went, I had one.
And so it's still about to do waiver rounds, I believe. So get rid of the pit time. Let's have a look at the actual pit lane time, which will be an interesting one to have a look at. We don't normally look at that. This is the ins and the outs. So you can see Walden was 3 seconds faster, 4 seconds faster than Listener, but he was a whopping 12 seconds faster than Wilco. So you can see the differences. Like 15 seconds faster than Wilco is a huge time difference going in and out. Considering it wasn't 15 seconds on the fuel itself, stopped in the bay, it was the in and out time. So definitely,
that's not including pit time.
That's cone to cone.
Oh right, including pit stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And a big drink of APA, Panhead.
So that he'll suffer from that later on when he comes to do his next stop because he's obviously going to have to put a bit more fuel in.
No. We'll go to the pit times. This is the time they sat in the pit. You can see Walden was only 3 seconds less than Listener.
Yeah. Okay. But Wilkins 38 seconds, so he's obviously put a fair drink in. Phil Whiting's put a fair drink in. Vaughan Robinson, massive drink, and Dave Holly. So I mean that's going to play out later on, and especially now they're under safety car, they've all been levelled out. So
that's how I've been running the season. Give her a big drink first stop.
Yeah, I was conscious. I actually put too much in than what I was planning because I was actually conscious. Worrell had been telling us, this circuit, you're going to lose a second a lap if you're full. So I was sort of thinking, you're going to lose.
If you're full.
If the car's full. So if the car's full. So if you've got
not if you're full.
If you're full, yeah, as well.
Sorry, John.
He knows what he's talking. Well, Hunter knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
so he has a little bit conscious not to overfill it, like not to go the full max full fill.
Well, in my case, and same again, I don't want to, reveal too much, but I in just after the first turn, got hammered. Had a meatball flag, had to come in on the first lap, end of the first lap, so that wasn't my compulsory, and then went back around again and came straight back in and did my compulsory. So I thought, while I'm here, might as well fill the bastard right up, But yeah, that's a different scenario. That's a different sort of, it happens. And it didn't handle too bad actually. It's just you just had to watch it on some of those long sweepers that just tend to wash out in the front end a bit.
So, as we said, there's been a bit of a mix-up here, which was mentioned a little bit earlier in the chat. So just purging the field to get to our race leader. So the big loser out of this is going to be Ray Smith, who's down in 9th. And
behind a lap car too.
And Jeff Sanford dropped down the order as well, I believe. There's Baldock doing pass of the century.
So Zattera really the big winner out of that whole debacle there, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Certainly wasn't Watson. Down 25.
Yeah.
Still not last car on track though.
No, but he's right in between the top 10, I think, from memory. Lead him with race control, he can drop to the back. Yep.
Here we go. Hazy saying that he actually put it up on the jacks and did 1.3, 1 minute 30 seconds of repairs during the safety car. In case he needed his fast repair later.
Always good to have in your pocket. Lap 18 now, 47. We've had a few laps under pace car. Hopefully we've got them all sorted out very shortly. We'll go green again.
It's a couple of more laps till we get there, but we'll get it sorted. Let's have a look how Anita's going. She's up 11 spots in 20th.
Going well, Anita.
Driving well like normal. You actually notice that even it's still in the over 60s, how much they're moving forward.
Yes, of course, the over 60s wrap up on Monday night. Final round at Sandown.
It'll be a cracker.
Yep.
Tune in.
Looking
Everyone
forward to
get
it.
on it. Everyone get on and support your elders.
Definitely.
Is there any prizes going out? Walking frames, incontinence pads?
No, they will get what is known. So the over 70s and over 60s winner and the over 70s winner will both be given the golden banner. So they will run a golden RaceKraft Simulations banner for the rest of the year.
That's good to know, just in case you see it on track. You know that they're aging in age, and it could happen. So keep clear.
It's a free pass card, like your transport gold card.
Sorry, I do mean all respect.
Yeah, I know. I'm just laughing at it. It's been a good series. The guys have put on a great event.
It has been.
Yeah.
It has. It's been a cracker, and I think congratulations to the V8 vets. for putting it on, because it's been really good to watch and see how, you know, I mean, there's competitors from all over all splits, but it's actually been really good racing, you know, and some of the lower split guys have been really sticking it to the guys up in the top. So yeah, it's been really good.
Just proves there's not much difference between the splits. You're talking a second and a half tops most of the time.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the boys were saying last night, split 3 had it was less than a second. I can't remember the exact number. Marky, if you're still there, haven't fallen asleep. I think it was nearly 30 cars within a second, or something like that, like in qualifying. I mean, that's pretty good.
It's,
you know, so
awesome.
It's tough work.
It's no easy feat, you know. Like, yeah, and sort of sometimes you sort of kick yourself when you sort of end up down the list a bit in qualifying and stuff like that. But when you look at that, you go, you know what? It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Oh, look, it's quite good actually. I really enjoy now where you sort of get value for being a good racer.
So for all those on the waiting list, this is no easy comp, and it is awesome. Well done.
And of course, speaking of waiting lists, season 23 entries are open for season 22 and race control drivers. So if you haven't clicked on the link in Discord and put your entry in, I would recommend you get it done. Season 22 drivers have until 5 p.m. on the 8th, I think it is, of March. So not this week, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, to have their entries in. And if your entry's not in, your spot will be given to the ordered wait list up to 200 cars. So if 10 blokes don't get their entries in, there'll be 10 new drivers in the league.
And how many guys in that wait list, John? And I know we can all see that, but yeah, just
off the top of my head, I think it's about 12 or 13 at the moment.
So there's potential if 13 people don't, you know, get their entries in quick enough.
Yep.
13 people could miss out. So, you know, and that's great. It's great to see. You can have effectively 213 people, you know, vying for 200 slots. So.
Fair.
That's you know, tip of the hat to all you organisers, all the admin staff, on how well you're doing.
Yeah, so at this stage there is no plan for a 5th split.
Oh, you stay on the list, John?
Oh, you'll still be in race control, Scotty, so I believe.
Yep.
Also, can you check the fake ID I submitted with my form? I'm over 50 now.
And then, of course, speaking of the over 50s, so they get their turn for their age championships next season as well. So I haven't made my decision yet on what the 5 races will be, but there'll be 5 rounds in that series. And round 1 will be an open qualifying session, because there are, based off the numbers we've got started this season, there should be about 90 to 95 guys who'll be in that age bracket.
Just let us all run.
Yeah, I would if the server was big enough.
That'd be huge.
So what we're thinking of doing, or not what we're going to do is round 1 of the series will be qualifying. So if you qualify first, you will get the 200 points. You qualify 50th. I can't remember what 50th is. I think it's about 100 points or somewhere around there. So you'll all score points based on where you qualify. Top 50 guys will go through and do the remaining 4 rounds. So that's how the over 50s championship will work. I've just got to finalise the dates on those, just to work around things like Easter and Anzac Day and all those things that are on that time of year. And then the following season will be the over 40s.
Oh, how's spring chickens, mate?
Ew.
The over 40s, I've just got to have a look at my calendar, but the over 40s I'm planning on hoping to do in September, which will be when there is a month's break in the Pro Series, and then definitely be able to do that quite easily then as well. It's been a big month of February for myself with bloody over 60s. That's, of course.
Can we drop the over 40s to them Yardas?
To the what?
the MX-5s. The Miatas.
That's the cunning plan I'm thinking of doing in the off season at the end of season 24.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say just to teach those young whippersnappers a bit of a lesson, you know.
That's another cunning plan I'm working on in my head at the moment of Race of Champions.
I'm currently
sort of style.
I'm getting to a lesson.
So sort of a Race of Champions idea in the back of my brain as well.
Nice.
Where they might be the MX-5s, we might do something on dirt.
Well, it looks like the pace car's heading away. We might be able to get it back to racing after this really extended long
safety car
period. Yeah, so
Gen 2's on dirt.
Could be something like that.
The Redder hold of the pack at the moment. We got a nice. They're starting to bunch up there. Come on, guys, close up the gap. I tell you now, that's one of the most frustrating things in Split 2 that I've seen is that gap. There's just not closing the gap between the cars behind and front. But he's got control.
Thank you, Luke, for what you just typed. And we are racing. We are back to green flag. Zattera has put the boot in it early.
Yeah, he's got a nice jump.
It was a very good jump. So Wilco already dropped back a bit. Someone having a bit of a look on Wilco for dropping back.
Yeah.
Lap 21. Safety car is back in.
Ray Smith just getting past Dave Holly. So he's moved up to 8 from 9th.
And that misfit's out of his way too.
A little bit of movement there. Robinson in the mix here as well. He's up 13 spots.
Yep. His gap looks like it's, closing as well. So he's on the hunt.
Driving.
Ray Smith, I
was going to say, Vaughan driving very well. And Smith, he's got a lot of work to do to get through this group, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he does. And that's a hard thing too, knowing the fact is that you're on slightly colder tyres, obviously. The field is compressed, so you want to try and get some early moves done without sort of damaging the tyres or overdriving the car. But and as you can see, Robinson just getting a bit sideways coming out of the corner. Smith's going to take complete advantage of that. He's tucked himself right up on the inside there.
That was good, patient move that one.
Yeah, and he's got that move done.
Yeah, very well.
Good vision.
Dave Baldock's asking how did we mute Mark Dial on YouTube? For Jim, Mick Power is in 22nd. You keep an eye on the ticker tape up top. His name will appear when we get between 21 and 23.
Whiting having a bit of a look on Whiting having a look on Van Reed there, just into that corner. But I'll tell you what,
Here comes Smith. Here comes Smith.
Has come through there clean as butter. No, that's probably not a saying, but
he went off the track there.
Yeah, clean as butter. Where did that saying come from? That's not even a saying. It's a stupid thing.
I'm sitting here shaking my head. It's like, yep.
Oh, whatever.
I was thinking of dodgeball and about to say whatever you think, Cotton.
Oh, you have to laugh at yourself, don't you? Oh, Whiting getting really close to Van Ree now. He's 0.2 of a second behind him. He's really having a good look.
You can see a PSR car up there. I'm an ex-PSR member.
Oh, under brakes, just closing that gap even further. So he's going to have a look and try and get out of this turn here to get a run up the front straight, I reckon. Let's see where he goes. Hasn't really improved there, but I tell you what, Ray Smith closed the gap on Whiting, so he's going to be feeling the pressure from both ends.
That's what I was banking on.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, Ray's just right up there in the slot. Hard thing is, or what are you going to do now you're here? You've got to make that move. He's going to shove it up the inside. Here he goes. He's done that move last lap around, and I'll tell you what, it's like he's going to do it again. He's got a great handle on that corner.
Rails, that boy. That was well done.
Yeah, that was a great pass.
And lap 23. Okay, Lachlan's just been in trouble again. This time caught up with Mick Power and a few others. A few good battles around the track at the moment.
This is big move there. No, decides to come back out of it again. Smithy now on the back of Van Ree too. He's right up there, 0.1.2 seconds behind him, so he's really pushing hard there as well.
Yeah, I had told Dragey just to tell me when he moves. I'll get out of the way. I wasn't gonna hold Ray up. I knew the task he had in front of him.
And he's punching through the field pretty quickly too. He was in ninth, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Ninth to sixth in 2-3 laps, so he's really on the move. That's a huge effort, but is he going to sacrifice those tyres in this early part of the restart, which may hamper him a little bit later on? But obviously driving very, very well.
What I've noticed is very smooth too.
Look at that though. Like, he's done this move 3 times, 3 laps, three passes, and he's just done it perfectly as he comes out. Beautiful.
Was it on 3 Mustangs?
Tell ya, waiting for the Toyota.
Yep, we'll be same manufacturer, mate. We'll work together.
So Phil Whiting under a bit of pressure from Vaughan Robinson now.
I've been very impressed with Vaughan's progression. Definitely on a steep incline towards the front. It's great. Clean.
Yeah, that was Josh Drage from Pool Guys Adelaide, who was spotting for me last night. Of course, was good, helping Ray Smith get past, and amongst other things. And it's going to go back to this Michael Power battle. This is hottening up a bit as well.
Yeah, just look at all that. 3 cars within 0.2 of a second.
Actually, where's Anita Buckland?
Hundredths of a second.
Let's keep an eye on this here. She's just hit the fence. And I believe also a bit of a incident behind. Camera's probably not telling the story very well through here. But Anita is not going anywhere. So just bear in mind there's a car sitting there. We'll just let this play itself out. I haven't quite had the call for a safety car yet though.
I've just seen a couple of people heading towards pit lane though.
Yeah, this is where we.
Geez, that's hotly contested, that corner there, and they've all done well to get out of there clean. Yep.
Well done, boys. Who's the last of the late breaker on here?
Oh, locked a little bit of a break on the inside unless he collected a bit of grass, but that's a good drive around the outside.
And I think that may be the safety car being called on track. So if I'm correct, of my timing, it should be a mad dive into the pit lane
Yep.
coming very shortly.
So 6 laps of racing and they're back in after the last safety car. So they'll be all skirting in to get in there, make sure to get their second compulsories done.
Of course,
Oh, geez, that was...
100% tank you're going to get home. That's a given.
Mm.
So the question was, at this stage, what do? You roll the dice and pray there may be a late safety car? Or do you just follow the mob and pit?
I'd have to follow the mob. If it was me, follow the mob. Yourself, John?
Decided to roll the dice.
Oh!
I'm not going to win this race. I'm not going to lose. So I thought just roll the dice and see what happens. Because good tires is king at this place. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that plays out. You obviously know how it plays out, but we'll see. I've got no idea.
Look. Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
That's all I'll say.
It could be either good or horrendous.
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
So Zattera, Lisner, Walden, Wilkinson, Smith are into the lane.
So Van Rie's gone to get the extra point.
And just said to Bulldog, count that as one more lap led.
AVR to the front.
I reckon it was just to satisfy his own, point. Bloody. Look at me! I got a bonus point.
You're trying to say drivers have ego?
I don't give a shit about anything else. I just got a bonus point. Good on you, John. You got to have people like you.
It's just, yeah.
Your special little unit.
Who knows? It could have all gone to crap real quick. It could have been another safety car and it would have paid off more or less.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could have been. Could have been. I'm not telling you what's happened. I said it could have been.
That's right.
Could be.
It could have been.
Could be.
Still 20 to go.
So Smith's back to 10th now after doing his second stop. So we got Van Rie, Robinson and DeWitt didn't stop. And nor has Peter Morris at this stage.
That Pato stopped?
Yep.
So who's effective leader?
So speaking of Pato, the crash test dummy that he is. I don't know whether you saw that livery.
No, I didn't last night. I was behind him.
No, he put it up this afternoon. This took half the race for it to come in.
So Van Rie at the moment sitting out in front feeling like a champion.
Just going, this is an unusual feeling. What am I doing here?
What am I doing up here? This is scary. What do you do on a restart? When do I go?
There was that conversation.
Did you spot it go into race control and ask for a few more laps?
No, I didn't do a Pato from the over 60s and say, can we please have the safety car out for another 15 laps?
I reckon his buddy spotter would have been going, Pete.
No, Josh.
What are you doing, you idiot?
Josh, like because I didn't do any practice all week because of Monday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night. So
being time poor,
and so I knew the numbers. I knew 9 was the get home lap. For some reason, Josh thought 30 was the get home lap. So Josh just stay.
Oh.
They've all got a pit again. It's like, Josh, later on we go, Josh, where'd you get the 30 from?
Oh, Josh has got the sack straight away.
Oh, no, he hasn't. Can't take the sponsor.
Oh, shit, yeah. God, you can. You can get upset with it anyway.
Did you do a wind up and pull the old headphone out?
Oh, yeah. Comps. Break.
That's the one.
Unbelievable. Anyway,
it was a bit of fun while it lasted.
well, so obviously it didn't last.
Well, Well, safety car's going to go in a second, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Is it?
I'm not sitting here for another 19 laps under a safety car. Or am I?
Oh, are you?
W is a W, man. Possibly even driver of the day. You're up 12, P1.
Oh,
Tell you what, Blake behind me was like, okay, I got Vaughan. Vaughan's fairly new at this, so we started strategizing the restart and how we're going to tackle it.
yeah, and right. So, what else is going through your mind at this point, John?
How great the RaceKraft Simulations safety car looks. I've never really seen it that close. What was the other one? What was the other one going through my mind? Don't hit the safety car.
Was it 80 or 90?
I was like,
Well, it could be something else you could put on your repertoire, though, isn't it? Really, you know?
all the other thought was going through. If my name was Rob Baxter, how do I put this car on its roof? He's never going to live that down, is he? I know Hop's still got a complex about it.
Baxter's going, oh, that had just gone out of my mind until you said that.
Where is little Bax? The question mark car. Where is he? Where is he going? What is he doing?
He's wondering what the hell you're doing up in front for a start.
That was a question mark was for.
Unbelievable.
Do you reckon Wilco's thinking to himself, ooh, what's going to happen here?
Wilco's ready. Yeah, Wilco, first of the two stoppers. He's probably going, I'm on here. So what are we? Lap 28. So still got another 2 under the safety car. So got some wave rounds to go through still.
Great, more time for banter.
How many fans did you have on at this point, John?
How many fans?
Yeah.
Just the one. Last night, like it was not too bad. We've sort of had a bit of a cool change go through, so the evenings have been cooler again. At
that point, as I went past the safety car, I went, holy crap.
Yeah, I did see you go. I did see you go past and say, "Was that Watson? What's he doing?"
Hoping he was going back on the lead lap, and
so let's just have a quick look at the pit times. Anyway, we've still got them on the board anyway, so you can see Wilco did the 12-second stop, 16:24 for Zattera. So you can see where Wilco got the big jump on that first stop. So he did quite well. Phil Whiting with 11 as well, so he got a reasonable jump. Morris was the first pit stop back on lap 13. And then you've got Smith, who stopped for 17, 21 for Walden. So these boys definitely got a bit to do.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting after the pace car pulls off, and we'll see it all get underway again. The field obviously compressed. So people are going to be keen again to trying to make hay while the hay shines. No, the sun shines. There we go. Another good saying. So it'll be interesting to see the first couple of laps back under green. See what everyone does. Because this, like obviously some of these other boys are going to want to sort of make, and even knowing that they're once the field's cleansed of pit stops and things like that, that they're going to be up the front, but still they're going to want to push forward.
Definitely.
Dave Bulldog is giving you advice now on when to go.
Oh, Mark, he's still around.
He's awake.
I thought he... Comments from Supercoach.
Nah, Josh was in the chat last night, so Bulldog was very well behaved. I was quite surprised. Sponsor drops in and Bulldog's old Mr. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You got to be the sponsor?
Yeah. And it's getting annoying. I'm stuck on my own car here. Let's have a look at someone else for a minute.
Oh, for God's
No,
sake.
you're right, mate.
No, bloody
the
hell.
glory.
Bloody hell, his head won't fit in the bloody combi.
No one else is going to pump your own tyres. You got to do it.
I'm the controller, and I'm going to leave it on me.
I got one more lap to go here. At 9.1 seconds, 4 tyres, no fuel.
So we've got a couple of retirees there, do we? Yeah. Jason Chin, Marty Hughes, they're out.
Yep. One more wave around coming around at the moment. Show Paddy yet. We'll show Paddy again. Look at him, Paddy. It's not Paddo, it's Paddy.
Meow.
That sounds very, very personalised nicknames. Show Paddy. Of course, we did show Paddy before. We showed that he was running the crash test dummy livery, and of course, we're still trying to work out the name of Baxter's and Paddy's new team. That is the one we're trying to work out. And Paddy, yeah, I know. And
Well, at least it's not Mr. Super Sprinkles or something.
So Shane Patterson, of course, the crash test dummy livery, sitting in ninth at the moment. So he's had a reasonable recovery as well, considering he was involved in all of the shenanigans. He's done 2 stops.
$17 laps to go. They're starting to wind down.
All right.
And the closer it gets to the witching hour, as the more hectic things are going to get.
The less the brain thinks, you reckon? They reckon that about race car drivers.
I think Dave Bullock needs that paint, doesn't he? Crash test done.
No, it's Paddo. It's definitely Paddo.
Yeah, Bulldog, after taking out his teammate twice, he should have that paint on too.
What's got me concerned about that paint though? He's got 3 rows of seating.
The limo.
One door, 3 rows of seating. That's pretty incredible.
Well, the guy up the front's pedalling. The guy in the middle steering, and the guy in the back is just supervising.
Or telling what to do.
Yeah.
Telling everyone what to do. Yeah.
GPS.
Something like that.
I was wondering how he was getting out those corners nice and straight.
Tensions are gathering. Are they?
Yeah.
Or is this? Oh, John's going to go for John. Vanry Holmes. How amazing.
The safety car pulls away. Bet you never knew that was on the car.
Unbelievable. All right, let's see how John bloody does controls this mayhem here.
Okay, I'll talk you through it. Right. So the plan was we knew Vaughan was probably a bit green being P2 as well as me being green at P1.
So you're thinking you're safe at this point?
I'm thinking I've got to just keep it rolling at a constant speed, knowing that you'll touch brakes in corners.
I'll tell you
and the car behind will react to a brake light.
The accordion effect.
Well, not always. He's sitting nice and close. I'll tell you, that's good. Look at him. Hey, he's not going to take any shit from you, John.
So about here, a light tap of the brake. Josh said he changed down gears, and I went bang.
Ooh, and look at DeWitt too, making a dive on the inside.
Yeah, we told Tommy to have a look on the inside.
Yeah.
Back to Green Flag Racing.
Yeah, it looks like you've been there before.
We'll go to Paddo. Big brake rock up from Walden. Crash test dummy, he's gone.
Good couple of... that's some great dodging there. And...
Like everyone says, hold brakes. If he held brakes, he would have been right on the race line there. He let it roll that little bit. Very, very smart. You're getting yourself out of trouble there.
That
He
would have been the
could've
guy in the
driven
back behind him.
I mean, there's no problem. He could have driven forward out of that. Not really. I mean, anyway.
He got himself in a safe position, then he
Yeah.
run past.
They will go with a good look at what's going on in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be licking his lips about now. Here we go, man.
And I tell you what, I take my hat off to Vaughan. He pushed and pushed hard.
Yeah. That's good. He's giving you something to think about there, hasn't he? Look, he's just showing the nose left and right. Oh, bit of a wiggle.
Oh, bit of a
wiggle there. Yep. DeWitt, bloody coming unstuck.
Yeah, that was DeWitt going.
Taking through. Oh, where's Robbo going? He's taking a wide approach to that one.
He's going for the one.
Yeah, he went a bit wide.
The run.
Yeah.
Going for the run.
To get a run. Yeah.
And of course, you got Listener in the background, and then you also had Zattera, so you could kind of knew they were coming.
Kind of looks like he's happy to sit there for a bit, knowing there's a few laps. Get these boys.
I know, he's having a good look here. I knew he was going to be quicker, so I thought I'll just force him to the outside.
He's probably pushing you along a little bit too.
Oh yeah,
John.
oh yeah. I was working. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, look at him! Look at the pace coming out the inside there. Nice. He got a little sideways there, so he had to back out of that. You come out of there nice and clean, John. So you would have got a nice run down that straight.
A good little battle. I'm just going to go back. Dave Holly just passing Sean Slater. Mick Power in the middle of this as well. Sean Slater getting positioned back. Lachlan shuffling back a couple of spots behind. And we'll just go back up that battle. That is very tight now.
That's on shed 1 and 2 battles.
Because every time I cross the line here, I'm counting up for Baldock as well, just so I can add to my stats. Laps led.
Is that
Very
Mr.
tight up
Peter
front.
Morris at 23?
Yeah, Pete's doing well.
Very tight up front. It's tighter than a pair of Byron Bay Lifesavers undies. So Redder really having a look on the back of DeWitt now. He's in 0.1 of a second behind there. So he's looking for having a move.
Yep, here he comes.
Inside too. Look at here he comes. Do they give each other enough room? Yeah.
Yep, good respect him driving. And here comes Robinson again. Same thing again, just open the door up a little bit there. I'll keep him on the outside. Make him try and do the over-under. Got a reasonable drive out this time. It was good. I was loving this. This was a good little battle.
And this is what racing is, isn't it? You know, like you really enjoy these battles, you know, and you can enjoy them from the front, you can enjoy them from behind as well. So you know, this is
But it's watching a guy like Vaughan too that's really now starting to step up and improve and
finding his way.
Yeah, and like here I am racing door to door with him. So it's like respect.
Brilliant.
4P1.
Brilliant.
Yeah, respect. Happy to race door to door with Vaughan any day now after last night.
Well, John, you've held on, you know, like for 3 laps after the start of that safety car so far. So you collected yourself all right. You haven't washed out straight away.
That was
Wilco's locked on 2 laps too.
Yeah, Wilco's locked on. That was the plan, not to wash out early.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably cop being beaten, you know, a few laps in to a better driver, but yeah, to wash out, you go, could have done better there.
Hmm.
But this is a great battle to watch, you know, and now Peter coming into the play as well, so that's going to really change the dynamics of this front 3 on how Robinson sort of views his attack.
Yeah. Oh, I thought Wilco would be starting to put a bit of pressure on him.
Oh, there we go. What a shame. What a shame.
Just bounced off that in curve.
Yeah.
It was hard, that one.
Yeah. That's a shame because Robbo, you're doing really well there. Like, it was a great battle to watch, that was.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And there's plenty of other battles going on in the pack too.
No,
Like,
Matt's trying to find some of Hazy's worked his way back up the 14th. So that's a reasonable recovery from where he was.
Yeah, it's good.
Adam Hughes, he's fought his way back up as well. He's up to 9th. Another one who's recovered.
Good effort.
and it's always hard in these big packs. It's hard to I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's hard to sort of attack fully because you know that there's a guy behind you. If you make a slight error in your dive or your lunge or whatever that might be, he's just going to collect on it. So do you take the risk if you're all running the similar lap speeds and stuff like that, or do you just play nose to tail until someone makes a mistake,
I'm not much of a sheep racing.
So we were trying to strategize to get our stop organised, trying to get the fuel sorted, having some wheel issues at this stage, trying to get buttons and shit working on the wheel, and then all of a sudden it's just gone.
Oh, that no. Oh, mate, that's
Yawn. Oh, that's gutting.
I'm dead.
Oh, that's gutting.
And Mr. Zattera takes over the rightful P1.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, that's gutting, John. It's nothing to be taken out. When you have an accident, or you lose, you have a bit of a lose or something like that. But when you go out through hardware, it's gutting. That is gutting.
Yeah. I was actually watching it, John, when you did it. As the other boys were going through other incidents, and as soon as I saw that happen, I let Luke know.
Hey. All I could do is call for a tow. Like I got that button working again.
Yeah, I'm gutted. I'm going home. I've had enough. I'm home. I don't have to go anywhere.
It looks sickening.
Right.
Where's
Let's do the race on.
Just watching Smithy. He's pushing hard too. Like, he's back up to 4th spot. He wants to get back up onto this top end, and he's within 200th of a second off the back of Listener. So he's going to come under pressure very, very soon. But these guys, 1 second to 1.5 seconds out for the top 3. So they're sort of pushing on with what they need to do. Nice move there by Hughes. He's going to have a bit of an inside run here on Peter.
So what would you do if those front 3? Would you, knowing that Ray's coming, would you consider saving some tyres in case he got to you, or would you just try and gap out?
If it was me, I would just keep going. You got to keep going. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of other races, in the chat and on here. Like, what do you guys do? Like, if you're out in front, he's still pulling away. Like, he's made 0.3 on that, half a lap. So you just look at that and you go, we're under 10 laps to go. You're actually increasing your distance. You got to keep driving as you are.
Because that is 1 and 2 in the championship, isn't it? Or pretty close to it.
I mean, obviously you assess your fuel load. Are you tight on fuel? Do you need to fuel save at all? How's the car handling on the tyres it's got? Are you overusing them, or are you just, they're in their comfort zone? So, you can see still clearing out. He's 1.6 seconds now. So, if it was me, I'd just keep head down, bum up, and go. Because Ray's still got to get past these guys too. He's there, but that's the challenge, like. Great little battle going back on here though too, and it's great to see all the way through the list here these battles all up and down the row. So it's great to see that everyone's having a bit of a dive.
Mick Power picking up another spot. He's working his way back up the board. Sean Slater going through with.
Yeah, so Peter just sliding back slowly here. So, you know, I wonder whether he's just overused the tyres or whatever there.
Couple of the big guns coming through.
Yeah, well, that's it. I was just looking at that. He's up 22 spots, so he's maybe just not comfortable in the guys he's racing with at the moment. So, obviously still trying to hold it out, but...
His badge really pushing it.
Big Jeff coming back from a pit lane penalty as well, so he's fighting his way back. He's 11 down. But Listener now, he's under a lot of pressure from Ray. Of course,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Sorry, John, go.
I was going to say, the other thing we've got to remember too is with Zattera and Smith, they both missed the first 2 races of the season, so they both don't have a drop round, so to speak, because, you know, a drop round for them is 0.
Yeah.
So they can't afford a bad race here.
Well, and considering even though Smithy's dropped 3 spots, you know, a 4th place at this stage is still pretty good to get a bucket load of points. Yeah. So, you know, this is what's going through your mind, isn't it? You know, like, do you make a silly move and risk a spin where you can lose half a dozen spots? Or do you just, you know, do what you're doing, and if the opportunity arises, make the pass? You know, like, they're the things you're going to weigh up in your head as you're racing, isn't it?
I've used my crew chief if I start battling for a championship.
Well, and the other thing too is if you watch listeners now closing up on Peter as well.
Yeah.
So at that closing rate, are you better to just stay behind and help that rate close a bit further, and then you might take the advantage of getting 2 cars closer to the end, you know?
You also don't want to battle too early because the guys behind you can catch up pretty quick.
Exactly. Although there's a nice buffer there, nearly 3 seconds to widen, so... Morris in pit lane.
It's Morris peeling off.
Yeah.
Schaefer in the lane as well. And Waters. So I think there's a few guys who are also suffering from penalty incident point problem. It's a fun way to look at the sponsors.
Well, I mean, and the other thing, I was just thinking before watching it come into that corner, you know, like those early moves that Ray was doing on the guys that he was passing, he was making a decisive move to the inside early and making that pass. That time, he stayed in line. So he's obviously just happy just cruising there at the moment, I think, just conserving tyres, knowing the fact that there's still
plenty of
8
time
laps to go. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking he's thinking.
The difference between supercars and NASCAR.
What thinking?
Yeah.
Of course,
I'm right, NASCAR. I'd make a good Queenslander or Texan, so. No offense to anyone else.
There we go. So Hayes has only got one incident point available to him for such a long time.
That's always scary, isn't it?
Big time.
Especially considering he's got a car in front of him, car behind him.
The last thing you want to drive through this late.
Yeah.
Well, in general, but yeah.
We'll have a look at this. This is interesting. Oh, jeez, Ray, he's going to make it 3 wide nearly.
Build the mirrors. See if they make a mistake.
Oh, a bit of a brake lock up there by Listener. And Wilkins running wide. So what does Ray do now? He's
be watching this, licking his lips, wouldn't he?
He's just sitting back and going, let's see what unfolds here. Because the last thing you want to do is be tied up in someone else's incident.
Yeah.
And you look at that, he's just going through on the inside now, so he's going to try and get that other spot. And I reckon he's going to do it too.
Yep. Going to try.
Side by side.
This is great driving from them two back there.
Oh, brilliant stuff. So Smith just got the nose in front there for a second, but coming into this corner, he's leveled it up again. Smithy should be able to get a good run out of here Yeah.
Wilco gave him way too much room.
Yep.
Which hurt him.
A massive charge from Ray.
Huge.
And I think, like at this point, Ray's going to be looking at Listener up in front, knowing that he probably got the pace on Listener at this point. So he's probably not going to be too stressed. He's got still plenty of laps to sort of make the move. He's close enough to sort of just keep an eye and manage that gap. Just get the car settled down again.
It's a Whiting sniffing around in the background too.
Yeah. And it wouldn't take too long to get Whiting to come back up to this pack either.
It's Slater and A side by side.
Oh, this is going to be good. There we go.
Brad sneaks forward another one.
Yeah.
Good clean
nice
race.
move. And good awareness there too, giving plenty of distance.
Let's go back up to this Listener Smith battle.
Almost throw a T-tail over the top wall.
There's some big movers still. Timmy Hall, he's up 12 spots. Lachlan behind him's up 12 spots. Burmay's up 12. Sean Slater up 16 spots into the top 10.
Yeah. Well done, lad.
Mick Power, of course, bounced all the way down the back like Hayes. So the two of them have managed to get themselves back up close to where they've started.
From memory. Not quite yet, is it?
Ray's closing that gap down in P3 at the moment too. He's down to 0.2 of a second, so he's closing. And I don't think he's not any. He doesn't need to be in any rush either. I don't think, because he's going to have his work cut out for him to get back up to Zattera.
See Slater and JT down the lane, so I'm assuming that's probably incident points being this late.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Ray getting very close now.
He's got a good entry and exit to that corner. It's shown his strength throughout this race.
Just letting them know.
Yeah. And Wilco in the background, he's just sitting there going, yep, well, I'll pick up any spoils if they are there to be picked up.
Well, it's Adam Hughes in the top 10 there. He's up 11 spots. He's had a good recovery as well.
Yeah.
And Darren's doing well.
Driving for the narrow fastness.
Sean just saying, yep, drive through.
Yeah, thought it might have been.
Confirming that, yep.
Bugger, mate.
This gap very close. Of course, for the championship, Smith would be thinking maybe I've got to get that next spot, not to let Zattera get too far ahead.
But yeah, and as I was saying before, like I think, he's close enough. He knows he's got the pace. He doesn't need to pressure or make a silly mistake. He's got plenty of laps. He just needs to sort of bide his time a little bit. Knowing, he's not going to catch the Zattera. So unless something unforeseen happens, keep on doing what you're doing, conserve your tyres. You probably underdrive the car a fraction, and wait a little bit to see whether a move comes up.
Starting to show his nose a fair bit though. He's definitely putting the pressure on him.
Letting them know he's got corner speed too.
Big Power just saying he only had 2 X's left from here. So he's obviously going to be driving conservative. Interesting to see where. Obviously we know there's a couple of corners where he's got some good closing rate. I reckon he'll have good closing rate through here. Take a nice wide line.
Up through the gears, not much steering angle.
Oh! Nothing
Nothing there.
nothing worse than that. Look at the closing rate here. So he's going to try and get a little bit sideways there. He's going to try and get a big run on the front straight here. So he's really put the foot down early. Has he got anything in it? Not really huge amount. So
It would be nerve-wracking too, just seeing that car flash.
oh jeez, and there it goes again.
That could be my replay too.
Oh, thank God for that.
It could be. It could be. There was no call on the radio of blinking cars. Andrew saying that it was very hard to keep his eyes pulled way behind. Like
Yeah,
this-
there was a few. We lost a few last night.
Look at Ray just pulling out to the right there,
Yeah,
and us knowing that this is really quick through that section of the track. So it's interesting to see whether that was what was happening or not. So
There you go. Maybe Smith did call he was blinking.
I think somebody called it in.
yeah, it was blinking.
Yeah.
So that's from
Yeah.
Yeah.
There. So Ray.
yeah, he's backed off, which is unfortunate because I really wanted to see how that played out because. Like what do? You're not gonna risk, melding inside of another car and destroying your race.
Look, I'm looking forward to from a race control perspective. I'm really looking forward to the next build of iRacing where they're going to have this. If the numbers aren't right, you're going to get told by iRacing to go into the pit.
Oh right, okay, cool. That's good.
ping flag or whatever.
Yeah, ping flag. So
Yeah, cool.
looking forward to that because I can tell you from a race control perspective, it is bloody hard to manage. And like we had a guy on Wednesday night who I think his ping rate was 980 at one stage, but the car wasn't blinking on screen.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, like I think he blinked 3 times he watched it. The week before we had somebody whose numbers were perfect, his quality was 99, and he was blinking in the same spot every lap.
Oh, Ray's got a bit of running on that side. Yeah. So we're getting within 2 laps to go. So
Whiting catching up on
hopefully-
Wilkinson too in the background.
yep. So hopefully the blinking's settled down a bit and Ray can make his attack because I think he's definitely got the car underneath him to do so.
Interesting there too, going into 3, into 4, into Ranch. Lesnar's now starting to get a bit more defensive on his lines.
Yeah.
So this might bring Wilco and Whiting back into it. Great drive from those two behind.
Oh, exceptional drive from all these drivers actually that we've been covering. Like there's been some really good racing all up and down.
Is that widening up the inside?
Yes. He's having a look.
Oh, and right.
Oh, here we go, Ray. Oh,
Ray, yep.
Ray, yeah,
Ooh.
Ray. Whether he's got enough to carry the car through the front straight, I don't know. I think he might have compromised the speed a little bit there, but he's still going to have a bit of a look.
Show the nose.
Yeah.
As we start lap 46, penultimate lap. Couple other little battles, but this is where the action's at.
He's just saying there's not a little bit more draft.
Yeah, a little bit more draft would have made it interesting. Having another look would have been a big lunge.
Yeah, he got a good closing rate on that corner, but he just didn't get the speed out of the corner to sort of help him down this straight. So that's probably what hurt him there. But he knows he's still got a few more corners to sort of make something happen, and he does know that he's got the pace in the car. So
Andrew getting that little bit more defensive. Great driving though.
and nothing taken away from Wilkinson and Whiting behind either. They're having their battle of their own either. Another new word.
Allowing Zattera to walk
that's what-
away. He's out to 8 seconds, but we're watching
Yeah,
something
but that's-
fantastic here.
Oh yeah. Oh, is he going to try and get a run on him this time coming down here? He's hung back just a little bit. So is he going to get his a bit of closing rate there? Can he drive it out? No, I don't know yet. We'll see. Andrew's covering off a little bit.
Last lap. I say, top of the hill is going to be the last chance you get a crack at it.
He's following them. He's following them. Drafted all the way.
Wilco Wilkinson, the same boat behind.
Yeah, Whiting putting a lot of pressure on there. Walden putting pressure on Hughes. So there's a few things happening up and down the field. Oh, big dive on the inside, a little bit. Oh, there we go. That's going to hurt.
That'll have some post-race numbers to it.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a go.
Oh, you can't.
No, Wilco was a bit deeper too, so he probably saw the gap opening up and thought he might have a crack at it.
Oh, a little wiggle out of Smith then. So Smithy's knowing he's running out of time here. Whiting is still falling down the list now.
I believe he
went off again. Yeah, redressed, but went off again, I think. Anyway, it's all about this man here. He has weathered the storm.
Yeah, hats off to Zattera. He's done a great job. He's really pushed forward.
A little bit of luck with safety cars and everything else, but he is our round 8 winner. And
mate.
Listener and Smith bring it across for third and second and third.
Hats off to Andrew for holding Ray out. That was a huge run for both those guys. That was a fantastic battle.
Yep.
And Hughes home in 4th. Great drive from him. Darren Walden. Michael Power back to 6th. That's a great recovery drive. Brad Hayes, another great recovery drive, back to 7th. Jeff Sanford ends up in 8th. Rob Baxter, we're still guessing where Wilco. He was in that spin up at the top.
He's still dropping.
Still dropping a bit. He's in the lane, so I'd say he's got points.
Bugger.
So that is the race that's been run. What was that, sorry?
Okay, well done, Mr. Leslie, too.
Yeah, because quite a few. We might start, of course. Here we go. He's having a bit of fun. Let him go. Brendan's not with us, but I know he will want to thank the boys at Player 1 and Moser. Great drive from him. Another one of these guys that came down from split 3 with a point to prove, and he's definitely proving that point. I think that's his third win for the season. So definitely, considering when he missed those first 2 races, definitely stamping his foot on the prize. Just going to, before we go any further, we'll have a quick one. We'll go to the drive of the day. I'm going to hand it over to you boys to tell me. Have a quick read in the chat.
Listener or Hughesy?
Listener or Hughesy. Leave it up to the rest of you boys. What about you, Fish?
I'm thinking Smithy, just purely because he's fought his way through the pack, I think, twice to 3 times. So huge effort from him. And or Listener for holding off and having that great battle at the end. And that's so either of those 2 for me.
Yeah. And as I said, we've got Hazy and Power both sort of fought back from the back of the grid. They were the sort of ones I was leaning towards or thinking about. What about you, Scotty?
I'm going to go with Andrew holding Ray out.
Ray out. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, I agree with Scotty there. And Andrew did a great job there.
All right, there we go. We'll roll with that one. Congratulations.
Well done, buddy.
Wrong button there. I'll hit that one there. And hopefully I get this right when I type the first time. Look at that magic teleprompter and everything. Congratulations, Andrew, on the Chubby Bun drive of the day. Well deserved. And of course, huge thank you to Chubby Buns Burgers. If you are in Sydney, check them out in Punch Bowl, Greystokes, and all sorts of other various places like Penrith. Tell you, they are well worth having a burger there. They are well worth the feed. It is absolutely sensational. I make a point every time now when I go to Sydney to go and have a Chubby Buns burger because nothing else really comes near it. That's basically my point there. Okay, we've had quick words about Brendan. Andrew, I know he come second. He's not in the chat either, but I know Andrew would love to thank Adelaide, good old South Australia boy. Don't know whether he's a Port Adelaide or a Crows supporter, but hopefully Baldock will work that one out for me. Yeah, so definitely. And that is definitely what's his Zattera, 4 wins and not a sniff of a driver of the day. It's true. You make it look too easy, Brendan. That's the problem.
Oh, you won it. What more do you want?
He's a power. Oh, God. No, Andrew, no. Hey, congratulations, Andrew. Not only have you won driver of the day, you've won best friend of the year. We'd like to introduce you to the one and only David Baldock. David, over to you. And of course, in third, Ray Smith, Infinity Motorsport. Hamish was on last week. He rattled off all their sponsors for us, but I know he's quite happy, very proud running with the Infinity boys. I know Andrew came down, split 4, had a point to prove, and he's well and truly. Sorry, Ray come down with a point to prove. He's well and truly proving it. Well, let's have a look at the championship points, and let me just quickly click this button here. All happens with magic in the background. Let's have a look at the championship points, and you can see now that we have Brendan Zattera now our championship leader by 1 point from Ray Smith.
At the end.
It is on.
It is on. Brad Hayes is only 54 points behind. So remember, those top 2 blokes have no leeway for error in terms of drop rounds. And then after that, Michael Power sitting in 4th. So he is not too far behind Hayes. Same thing again with that drop round. No, last race is not a drop round either. And then we've got Lisner sitting in 5th, and he's only 3 points behind Power. And then a further 30 points back is Sanford. Another 9-point back is Baxter. I don't think Baxter's going to want to go anywhere, looking where Pato is down in 16th. So keep an eye on that one. I'm hearing rumours that this new team might be called something about a mountain, but I'm a bit worried the way Pato breaks cars. It might be known as Brokeback Mountain. But
Brokeback Mountain. Oh, yeah.
Darren Walden is in 8th.
Just watch out when you go into their tent. That's all I say.
Darren Walden in 8th. Shannon McMillan missing again this week, so he's not going to have too many left to play with in terms of points and drop rounds. Wilco's moved up to 10th. Van Rees holding 11th. DeWitt into 12th. David Baldock has moved up the leaderboard from 19th, I think, to 17th. So that's the big mover. And, of course, after my incident this week, keep an eye out for the Baldock magazine. I'm sure that's going to come out. It's been a long time between drinks, but I've got a feeling an issue was overdue. Looking at the results there. I think someone finished 19th. That's one of his good finishes as well. He'd be pretty chuffed with that. Gunter finishing in front of him, though.
He's done an amazing job to actually qualify his best and stay where he qualified. So he's done well.
Considering he basically gave a colonoscopy to Tommy DeWitt, he's done very well.
I wonder what the verdict of the colonoscopy was.
Oh, I don't want to know the answer to that. I'll keep that one in the team, I think. A few choice words weren't said at the time, but they were able to laugh at it, so that's good. That's all good. Next week we are at the mighty Sandown circuit. I think it's 45 laps, or is that over 60s? It is 150k race, so it is a sprint race. It is the last race of the season that we can drop before we go to Phillip Island for the 300k enduro to finish the season off. So this season is going to finish real quick, and I'm really looking forward to Sandown. I think the way these cars like bouncing over curbs, I think it'll be a circuit that these cars will really love. I haven't had a chance to do a lap yet, so if you have, let me know. I don't know what you boys think about it.
I haven't turned a lap there yet myself. I don't mind
wanna-
Sandown. Some people don't like it, but I like Sandown.
They're two great
If you-
Australian tracks, boys.
I'm in the session now, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, good. Hazy, if you've got a retro livery, run it. It's not one of our official retro rounds, but if you've got one, feel free to run it, mate. I will make sure you get some airtime. And if you do get lucky enough to put it on the podium or driver of the day, I'll make sure Reg gets it as well. Big shout out. Speaking of Reg, he's under the pump at the moment. He's moving house as well. Everyone's moving house at the moment. So Reg does a fantastic job with all of our graphics for the league. We'd be lost without him. And Carl Pickering doing all of our social media. That's just gone from strength to strength and keeps growing. And of course, we'd like to thank all of our race control guys, particularly the ones in our split, but also the ones in all the other splits. They copped a bit of a flogging last night. Probably not warranted, not deserved. We've been a bit spoilt in split 4, of course. A lot of guys are very respectful to our RC, and everyone needs to be respectful to the RC, respectful to their other drivers, respectful to blue flags, respectful to everything else, because at the end of the day, we can't do this with live race control if we don't look after those people.
100%.
Yes, they get paid, but what they get paid wouldn't even cover the payment in a Chinese sweatshop. It's more of a gesture than a payment. What everyone does in this league is pretty much in that boat. So we've really got to look after our race control group guys. And I know Scotty wrote something this afternoon, and I know the penalty sheets come out, and there are a couple of things that have been referred to admin, and we're not going to take it too lightly. So it's not great, guys, and we call him Blinky Bill. We need a guy called Bill who races. Call him Blinky Bill. There we go. Huge shout out anyway to the race control guys. Huge shout out to Scotty as well. It's always good with our management team having good cop, bad cop. Apologies, people I haven't got back to with messages and stuff. I've just been absolutely swamped with work and everything else that's going on around me at the moment. Anyway, on that note, I'm rambling again. I'll hand it over to Fish and the boys to wrap it up.
Well, yeah, what a great round that was, and looking forward to next week at Sandown. It's this championship. This is the first time I've seen this split 4. I do try and watch all of the other coverages when I can, but how exciting that's going to be for the next couple of weeks, seeing how this is going to round out. It's going to be very, very exciting. So keep an eye on, and it just goes to show that whether it be split 1, split 2, 3, or 4, and I can count. That we can have some great racing. So, and that's just a great accolade for V8 Veterans and the league and lots of stuff. So, here to everyone involved. Looking forward to the closing couple of rounds of this season, and it'll be an absolute cracker.
It sure will be.
Too easy. And on that note, we'll see everybody again next week for Sandown. Thanks for watching.
After lasagna, don't get any on you.
Introducing the RaceKraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a RaceKraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The RaceKraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.